The ice cream shop near Namsan Tower closes at midnight on Saturdays. Min-woo knows this because he checked earlier when he was planning the perfect practice date in his head, imagining every detail going exactly right. It's 11:47 now. They have 13 minutes. Yu-jin walks beside him, close enough that their shoulders brush with every third step. She's licking mint chocolate ice cream from a paper cup, making small sounds of appreciation that Min-woo tries very hard not to think about too much. His own cup, vanilla, boring, safe, is melting faster than he can eat it because he keeps getting distracted by the way the streetlights catch in her hair. "You're quiet," Yu-jin observes. The metal spoon scrapes against the bottom of her cup. "Regretting the ice cream decision?" "No." Min-woo's voice comes out rough. He clears his throat. "Just thinking about how your hand felt in mine during the movie, about the way you smell like flowers and coffee, about how this was supposed to be practice, but somewhere between the restaurant and right now, it stopped feeling like pretend. About how this has been a good night," he says instead. The path toward Namsan curves upward, lined with cherry trees that bloom pink in spring but stand bare and skeletal now in late autumn. Dead leaves crunch under their feet, a sound like crumpled paper, like things ending. The air tastes metallic, heavy. Min-woo's weather app had said clear skies, 0% chance of precipitation. Weather apps are notoriously unreliable. The first drop hits the back of Min-woo's neck. Cold, startling. He stops walking, looks up at the sky, dark clouds rolling in like spilled ink, swallowing the stars one by one. "Oh no," Yu-jin says. The rain starts gently, a suggestion rather than a statement. Tentative drops that spot the pavement, that darken the fabric of Min-woo's jacket in scattered points like reverse constellations. Then the sky opens. It's the kind of sudden downpour that Seoul gets in autumn. Rain that arrives without warning and falls with purpose. Heavy drops that sound like applause against the pavement. Within seconds, Min-woo's glasses are fogged and useless. His shirt plasters to his shoulders. His hair drips water into his eyes. Yu-jin yelps, an undignified sound that makes Min-woo's heart squeeze, and grabs his arm. "There!" She points toward a small pavilion about 30 meters up the path. One of those traditional-style structures the city maintains for tourists and couples seeking romantic views. They run. Min-woo's dress, shoes slip on wet pavement. Yu-jin's heels click like rapid gunfire against stone. The ice cream cups hit a trash bin somewhere in the chaos. He hears the dull thunk of paper against metal, the spoon clattering. The pavilion appears through sheets of rain. Wooden columns holding up a curved roof. A raised platform with benches. Empty except for a lone umbrella, someone abandoned in the corner. They stumble under the shelter, breathing hard. Water streams off the roof in curtains, creating a wall of sound that muffles the rest of the world. The city lights below are blurred and distant, like looking at Seoul through frosted glass. Yu-jin is soaked. Her navy dress clings to her like a second skin. Her hair hangs in wet ropes around her face, mascara smudged into dark crescents beneath her eyes. She's shivering, small tremors that run through her whole body. "So much for checking the weather," Min-woo manages. His own voice sounds strange, muffled by the roar of rain. Yu-jin laughs. It starts as a small sound, barely audible, then builds into something bigger. Genuine. Helpless. She wraps her arms around herself, still laughing, and Min-woo finds himself laughing too. "Your glasses," she says between giggles, reaching up. Her fingers brush his temple as she slides the frames off his face. The touch is gentle, careful. It sends electricity down his spine, makes his breath catch in his throat. Without his glasses, Yu-jin becomes soft at the edges, slightly blurred, which somehow makes her more beautiful rather than less. She sets the glasses on a bench, uses the dry inner lining of her jacket to wipe the lenses. Her movements are methodical, focused. Min-woo watches the curve of her neck, the way water drips from her hair onto her collarbone, the rise and fall of her shoulders with each breath. "Better." She hands him back. Their fingers touch in the exchange, wet skin against wet skin, warmer than it should be. Min-woo puts the glasses on. The world sharpens. Yu-jin comes into focus, close enough to count the water drops caught in her eyelashes. The pavilion is small, maybe 3 meters across. The rain has pushed them toward the center, toward each other, until the space between them is barely there at all. "We should call a taxi," Yu-jin says, but she doesn't move to pull out her phone, doesn't step back. Yeah, Min-woo doesn't move either. The abandoned umbrella sits in the corner, black fabric printed with white cherry blossoms. A nice umbrella, expensive looking, the kind someone will probably come back for. "We could share that," Min-woo says, nodding toward it. "Walk to somewhere we can catch a cab." Yu-jin follows his gaze. "Or we could wait here until the rain stops. It might not stop for hours. Then we'll get very good at standing in pavilions." Her tone is light, teasing, but there's something underneath it, a current Min-woo recognizes because he feels it too. The awareness of proximity, the electric charge of anticipation, the sense that they're standing on the edge of something neither of them knows how to name. Yu-jin shivers again. This time Min-woo doesn't think. He just moves, shrugging out of his suit jacket, even though it's wet, even though it won't provide much warmth. He drapes it over her shoulders anyway. "You'll freeze," she protests. "I'll survive." She pulls the jacket tighter. It swallows her small frame, the shoulders too wide, the sleeves hanging past her fingertips. Min-woo's heart does something complicated at the sight. "This was supposed to be the perfect practice date," Yu-jin says quietly. The laughter is gone from her voice now. "Dinner, movie, ice cream. I had it all planned. And then the rain. I don't care about the rain. Your shirt is ruined. Your shoes are probably ruined. We're both soaked and freezing in." Yu-jin, Min-woo takes half a step closer. Now there's barely a hand's width between them. He can see the pulse point in her throat, quick and fluttering. Can count each individual drop of water sliding down her temple. This is perfect. Being drenched in a pavilion at midnight is perfect. Being here with you is perfect. The words hang in the small space. Rain drums against the roof above them, against the stone path around them. Somewhere in the distance, thunder rumbles, a low, rolling sound that vibrates in Min-woo's chest. Yu-jin's eyes are wide, dark, reflecting the distant city lights like twin universes. She stopped shivering, stopped breathing, maybe just standing there, looking up at him with an expression Min-woo can't quite read. "Min-woo," she whispers. He doesn't know who moves first. Maybe they both do. Maybe gravity pulls them together, inevitable as falling. His hand finds her waist. Her fingers curl into his wet shirt. The space between them disappears. This close, Min-woo can see every detail. The small mole just above her lip. The way her pupils dilate in the low light. The slight parting of her lips as she draws a shaky breath. His other hand comes up, fingers threading into her wet hair. Her skin is cold, but her breath is warm against his mouth. He can feel the rapid beat of her heart through the thin fabric of her dress, matching the rhythm of his own. "We shouldn't," Yu-jin breathes. But she doesn't pull away. Her fingers tighten in his shirt, drawing him closer. "I know, this is supposed to be practice. The final exam. I know, if we do this, everything changes." Min-woo's thumb traces her cheekbone. Soft, reverent. Everything already changed. For a moment, they stay frozen like that, balanced on the knife's edge between what is and what could be. The rain falls. The city lights blur. Time stretches into something elastic and strange. Then Yu-jin's expression shifts. Something shudders behind her eyes, a door closing, a wall rising. Min-woo sees it happen, feels the exact moment she makes a decision. She steps back. The movement is small but absolute. His hand falls from her hair. Her fingers release his shirt. The cold air rushes into the space between them, sharp as broken glass. "I can't." Her voice cracks. "Min-woo, I can't do this." The words hit like a physical blow. Min-woo's lungs forget how to work. His hands hang useless at his sides, still shaped to the curve of her waist. "Yu-jin, this was a mistake." She's backing away now, moving toward the edge of the pavilion where rain still falls in sheets. "I shouldn't have suggested the practice date." Shouldn't have come to the convenience store. I'm making everything worse. You're not. I need to go. She pulls off his jacket, thrusts it toward him. Her hands are shaking. I am sorry. I'm so sorry. It's pouring. At least take the umbrella. But she's already running. Down the steps of the pavilion, into the rain, her heels splashing through puddles. Min-woo stands frozen, his wet jacket dripping in his hands, watching her figure blur and disappear into the curtain of water. The pavilion suddenly feels enormous. Empty. The sound of rain against wood is deafening. 1,000 tiny fists pounding against the roof, against Min-woo's skull, against something inside his chest that feels like it might be breaking. He sinks onto the bench. His glasses fog again, but he doesn't bother cleaning them. Just sits there in his soaked clothes, in the abandoned pavilion, with the borrowed umbrella still waiting in the corner. The practice date is over, and Min-woo has no idea if he passed or failed.